Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I do readings for Pisces Collective. Now, today we're looking of the part of the Celtic cross is how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. And when I look at these cards, Pisces, I see the Four of Gifts, which is something like, so this is how people perceive you, right? So this is somebody kind of taking control of their gains. It's more like a protection, right? Protecting what's yours. Feeling secure and stable. And then you have denial here, but I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So the feeling of this card, especially with the colors as I'm getting in the sacral chakra region, excuse me, and I'm losing my voice. The sacral chakra region is about you, what they perceive about you, okay? They perceive you protecting your gains, but also just the fact that it says, I know it's denial, but it's written, I acknowledge my fear and I replace it with the insight of awareness. I need clarification on denial because this card's title and its blurb don't match. Like if you look at it, it says, would you call, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Would you put that as a title of denial? I don't think so. So this card is a little bit confusing for me. So I'm going to ask from my trusty deck, the deck that I use for myself with Spirit, because there's something I'm not seeing here, which is probably the whole point, because that's what denial is, right? Maybe that is what they are thinking, that you, this part, not the acknowledge of fear, but replace the insight of awareness, is you in denial, okay? Because I did mention this week that there would be some disharmony, and then the card of harmony comes in. So there's harmony and insight. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that denial. We're going to continue because I feel that maybe that will come in to play. Maybe that means something specific to you guys. It feels like this card is discombobulated for me. I don't feel that it's I don't feel that it's making any sense. But let's see, maybe in the book, but I don't know if the book's going to give me anything that Okay, so let's just read it because it may mean something to you. It's not, it doesn't mean that it has to mean something to me. It is time to open up and be completely honest with yourself at this present moment. Buried fears and resentments do not die. They merely fester and cause disease. Only by bringing them to the surface and examining them in the light of day with love and compassion will you banish them from your life. Okay, so don't deny your fears. Okay, so that makes sense. Although for some reason it felt like a disconnect. Maybe it's the way that they're seeing. Maybe they're disconnected from this way of being. For some reason, nothing of this card makes sense to me today. Okay, which is very odd in itself because there is nary a card on this table that I can't read. But this one is giving me all kinds of weirdness. Okay, even the picture is giving me like a weird like melee of mess. Okay, to me it just looks like a big mess, and I know there's a shape here, but in right now what it feels like, it's a shape. It's a mess. It may bring you pain and heartache to reflect upon these situations again, but you're only giving them power by suppressing them. The dangerous seeds of denial will grow and spread and manifest unless you uproot them, examine them, and release them. This is the only way to become whole and healthy. Learn not to bury painful emotions in the first place. Deal with them as they come and take all the time you need to neutralize them without hiding them. So yeah, it's not throwing things under the garden, but maybe they're feeling like you're hoarding them, okay? Maybe at this point it looks like you're hoarding your problems. I'm getting kind of a mixed signal when it comes for how they're portraying you. This may make sense to you, but to you, you feel like in complete harmony. You're gaining insight and harmonizing to all of this. This is what my specific guide cards are saying. So regardless of what they see, you're doing the work, okay? So it says, learn not to bury painful emotions in the first place. Deal with them as they come and take them all the time you need to neutralize them without hiding them. Soul wants to live honestly and authentically in the now. Don't hinder by placing emotional landmines on its path. I like that. So it's like, first of all, it's saying right here, don't put stuff there that you don't need to. Don't hide it. Don't hide away from it. Deal with it when it comes. Absolutely great. Yeah. You know, where does this come from? I have a fear of losing human beings. I started young. This one is a recurring thing for me. Human beings, pets, it doesn't really matter. When one of my loved ones face a situation where they get sick or something happens, I'm in a state of complete panic because I lost my mother when I was like 7. And, you know, carry on, abandonment, loss, and anything like that happens. I also lost a child. And every time I revert back to that setting of fear, I hold on to it. It's like, instead of going like, you know, if the bunny rabbit, just a rabbit, you know, acts different, I go through my mind and then I start to panic and I go, what if she dies today or tomorrow? What I don't want her to. And then I have to go and talk to that part of myself, that little girl who lost a parent, okay? I have to talk her down. I have to go, you have to deal with this. This is your fear of losing somebody through something that you did, right? Did you not do enough? Did you do enough? Okay, like, yeah. So don't deny the emotions and try to deal with it. Some of it, like this one that I have, it's going to take a long, long time. I'm still dealing with it. I still deal with it every day. But the little things, deal with them as soon as possible. Don't just rehash it over and over again. Just deal with it, okay? So let's pull some cards on this. So what I'm feeling is that they're seeing you maybe hoarding your problems, or they feel like you're rehashing things. Like for people looking at me with my problem, they might say, oh, this again. She's fearing, you know, losing a loved one. You ever going to get over it? And they're going, you know, why are you hoarding it? It's because it's a processing. It's something I haven't done before. I just panic, right? I just panic and get stressed and get anxious and almost have panic attacks. Right, 6 emotions. Some of us have to go back to a younger time, okay, where it began. So they're may seeing you like rehashing that. That could also be like the people that you're dealing with. It's also meaning the stuff that I was talking about earlier this week is, you know, taking lemons, making lemonades, seeing this kind of fear as, how do I use it as a tool, right? How do I use it to make myself strong? So instead of saying, oh no, the rabbit didn't eat, you know, she ate 4 celeries instead of 5. If something wrong, let's overthink it, panic. I think to myself, the rabbit is fine, okay? You calm yourself down and going, she's a rabbit. She does, you know, different things, different days. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. She is a rescue rabbit, so, you know, stuff like that happens. So you deal with that. And then you deal with the big problem of going, all right, so I have a fear of losing people because I lost people early in life. Now, what's the strength? What can I pull from that to help me move forward today? Well, the strength is that when a spirit came in, it came in to tell me that death is only a transition. Okay, it's going to happen to us all. And in that, I can teach people how to tap in to the permanent part of themselves, the soul part of themselves, right? So all of that fear of death made me find the spiritual self, which is eternal. Okay, so are you seeing where I'm going with this? I am taking it, I'm flipping it. I'm flipping it. Yes, even the rabbit has an eternal soul. It will go back to source. Its little tiny energy will reconnect with everything, okay? So it's the reconnection to what's important that came in. And I have to bring myself back to that path. Am I doing everything I can? Absolutely. I'm caring for her. I'm giving her the best of everything. Would I go see somebody if I thought she was really sick? Absolutely. Would it help for me to be anxious about it? Absolutely not. Okay? The best thing you can do when somebody is sick or ill, whether it's a pet or a loved one, is to be calm and loving and give them every moment the very best of yourself. Okay? Because regardless of if they make it, you can glory be, they've made it, or they do not. Glory be, they're going back to source. Okay? It's going to happen to us all. We're either all going to get sick, and we're definitely all going to leave the body. So I know I took a very big example, but that's a big one in this world today. People are panicked about this, right? Just what we went through in the last couple of years. Sickness came and people went, my God, we're all going to die. Well, we're all going to die anyway. Do we want to do it with dignity, or do we want to hold on to this body at all costs, right? Through pain, through suffering. Is it necessary, right? Do we just want to give quality of life? And that's a big question for me. That's the thing, right? The denial. So they might be seeing you, and I'm going very big in this and broad. It could be as simple as just dealing with the same issue that's been creeping up over and over again. Okay, something that's on repeat in your life that you need to deal with. Somebody who mistreats you over and over again. It needs to be dealt with right from the beginning, from the start. Could be childhood, could be 2 weeks ago, could be 5 years ago. There's something in the past that keeps repeating on you, okay? So I'm going to talk about these cards a little more. And I know I'm going in depth this week. Like I said, there's not many cards coming out all at the same time. But I feel I need to we're doing the nitty gritty. We're really finding our happy. We're turning the stones, okay, to see what's there, what's hiding under the stones. And you have the Magician and the Ace of Materials. I love this. So it's exactly that. You have the power to plant the right seeds moving forward. And that's what's coming in. You're pulling in from the power of, you see that, of spirit? You see from above? You see that? You're going, bring it in. And you're aligning it. You're aligning it to the planet. And you're absolutely, absolutely planting a garden. And this garden is going to have nothing hidden in it, okay? You're going to see the bugs in your garden. You're going to see the weeds. You're going to see everything. You're going to see how everything works together to be a fruitful garden, because everything is symbiotic with each other, okay? Even our pains, even our tragedies, they come in to flip the switch on something else. Now, you can either live in the trauma of it and repeat it over and over again, or you can learn and then flip it into power, into strength, okay? Acknowledge the fear, acknowledge the problem, and replace it with insight of awareness. And that's everything I've been trying to explain to you, from how they're seeing it and how you should be seeing it as well, okay? They may see it as you rehashing the same thing, but you're just trying to figure out what's going on. Where's the problem? What's the muddled image? Okay? Yeah, I'm going to need another nap after this one. Okay, so the next one is the Six of Canes and Happiness, which is how you're doing it. So what you're actually doing is transitioning yourself into happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. You are aware that staying in denial and pain is not doing it. So you're making plans. It's like, I'm not staying here. I'm not doing this. Let's take a road trip. Let's see where this can bring us. Where can I find happiness, joy, and contentment, right? Right. Right, absolutely. So let's see, Pisces. Let's pull some cards here. Let's pull some more cards. And I love this, that it's green, because it feels like the seed or the tree or the growth of what you're trying to bring in. When in doubt, Cafe Coco. Oh yes, and the health and well-being of my family is a big one for me. Like, I'm the chick who has all the medication before winter. I'm the one who has like extra Kleenex boxes, Hall's Mentholatum, every analgesic that, you know, before winter comes. And it all stems from my fear of not being prepared when illness comes knocking on the door, because I don't want anybody leaving me, because I lost so much so fast. Okay. Yeah. So it's it's something that is a trigger. It's absolutely a trigger. Yeah, it's a very scary one for me. I'm actually surprised that I managed through the epidemic, the pandemic, epidemic. It was epidemic first, I think. Anyway, whatever, that thing, and then was okay through it. But I think I was doing so much spiritual work at the time that I was always with Liam and Mona, and I think they have an effect of just calm. And I was busy. And did not want to sign in to any fear. Like I said, I developed a mantra a long time ago with another sickness that came around. It was like, I have fears, but they don't have me, and I released it. I released it to the universe. It's a very good mantra. I suggest that you use it if you need it. I have fears, but they don't have me. In other words, I'm not in the grips of it. I know they're there, but they're not going to cripple me, okay? So you have effort 4 here, which is wonderful. And we're going to have a 4 tomorrow, which is, I believe it's like the celebration. Yeah, the 4 of Candles as an outcome. And I feel that the 4 is like, it's saying putting the effort in to heal the red, okay? The base chakra is going to give you the power, the yellow, to pull and push through this. The effort that you put in is going to get you to where you need to go. So it's not going to be for nothing, okay? Even though some of it may be difficult, you're going to get to your happy ending, okay? You are going to get to your happy ending. Let me get some more cards. Okay, so we're going to pull in William. Why not? You know, like, if I'm going to be in this energy, might as well pull in some more. Ooh, I feel the rush of energy as soon as I say his name. All right, so William and I'll have to explain this. It's like we speak 2 different spiritual language. So sometimes it takes a minute to translate. But I love him. I'm kind of addicted to him. I think he's awesome. Well, that's not too hard. I already had the 2 of Cups. He's already talking. He talks really fast when the cards come out. The Lovers, though, is not just about harmonizing. It's a choice. It's making a choice, he's saying. You have to choose the right path. It's as easy, he says, sometimes as making a choice. We don't find that it's that easy, but it is really that easy. It's by choosing the better way, okay? as I've said before, when William was here on the planet, he was a fire sign that had a lot of hard times, in which he says he created himself. He created his own difficulties, you know. So he says, like, it's a choice. You choose to go the direction of what feels fantastic, right? And there's the Tower. So, absolutely. Are you bringing a Tower moment? Or are you bringing harmony into your life? And that's absolutely what he's saying here. It's your choice. Okay? Your choice. You may be a victim of certain things that happened when you were young. In other words, you can't stop from, let's say, my mother drinking herself to death. That was hers, right? But how you choose to use it or perceive it or whatever in your life is the difference between the Lovers and the Towers, he's saying. A lot of the time we stay in the Tower for a while, right? It's, to me, that's, he's going, that's a victim mentality. Where you're tapping into destruction, but you just don't realize you're doing it because you're in fear, you're in pain, you're in sorrow. But he says we're always meant to be tools to turn into strengths. And I think it's almost like that's the part that gets forgotten, right? That comes later. You always hear like people who come out on the other side. They said, well, I came out the other side. But they don't go into the therapy that they've been to, right? Any documentary, you don't hear them talk about, well, I turned that experience and realized what I learned from it, and I could turn it into this tool. It's almost like going, I turned this stick into a magic wand. And that's the part that gets forgotten, that lead true, okay? Turning this into happiness, sadness into eventual contentment, happiness, joy, life. Thank you, William. Oh, whew. Oh, there's a card that was forgotten here. Ace of Wands. So it's the light coming in. It's the light shining into you. It's showing you how to inspire yourself so that you can go from the old and go into something new. It's the haha moment where you realize you have been doing patterns over and over again, but you've already come to the conclusion that you need to move on from that. And that you need to turn it into something that's going to serve you, that's going to feed happiness, right? Future happiness. You're not going to turn the event into a happy moment. That's not what that they're saying here. It's more of the effect that this can be a great learning experience, and how do I keep going and tap into or feed the happiness within me, rather than tapping into the past and reliving and falling into patterns that's going to leave me in fear, right? Don't deny the fear. That's what they're coming back to. Do not deny the fear. And that's one of the reasons I wasn't seeing it, because you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the denial of the fear. So that card couldn't be read. And it was taking that power away. It's fuzzing up the image. I love them, but, oh, Lord, when they make me work for it, it hurts. Oh, I gotta exercise. You can't make it easy all the time. That's what I've been told. The Ace of Cups, right? You got the Ace The two aces coming out, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Inspired heart. An inspired heart goes very far. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a fresh start. It's a spiritual growth. It's a fresh start in all things. And it's an expression of love, right? It is fertility, the Ace of Hearts as well. It's opening up to your emotions. It's the birth of a child, a project, anything. It is the beginning of everything, right? I love that these two came in together. It's wonderful. If you had the Ace of Swords, it would be even more perfect because that means it's a breakthrough. But I don't think you need it here because I don't think that it's not about having, because this is about how others see you and you see yourself. You're already doing that work. I'm just explaining to you exactly what you're doing, right? You're taking a bad and you're turning it into something that you can use. That's going to feed the good eventually. And what they might be seeing right now is a little off than what you are doing. They're just seeing as, why are you bringing this back up? Why are you talking about this? Why are you, they feel like you're pruning yourself in it, but that isn't it. You're just bringing it up to say, okay, I got to deal with this once and for all. Okay. So regardless of what they may be thinking, make sure to continue on your way and do what you believe is right here, okay? Just keep going the direction you're meant to. If it's not clear to them, it doesn't need to be clear to them. This has to do with you. Are we digging a tunnel back there? What are you doing? I can hear you digging over there. Adversity. I love this. Yeah. Yeah. Just think about it this way. That's exactly it. See? You have, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Absolutely. So this is less of this and more of this. You're just going back over certain things that are a repeat. Like when I get scared for her, whatever, I have to go back in here. I have to go and say, oh, I'm back at this again. Okay? So, and just accept the challenge of it, of going, okay, I'm reprogramming something that is so cellularly imprinted on me that it's going to take me a while. Okay? But by running away from it or trying to fix something that can't be fixed, like losing somebody you love, you can't fix that. That's going to happen to everybody. We're going to all eventually do that. What needs to be done is acceptance, okay? And then learning how to do it better, how to accept it better as part of your life, okay? There's certain things that you're just going to have to, okay? And what I was talking about is a big one. That's a big one. That's one that we have a hard time to really digest because we're here and we want to be here, most of us. And to know that the right ends at one point is the scariest thing that can be in our life, okay? Think about it less when you're young. You think a lot more about it as you get older. Bunny, why don't you go eat some food? Are you planning your great escape? Oh, all right. Well, if it makes you happy. All right. Alrighty. Regeneration. Nice. And it is 46, 10. Absolutely. Okay. So again, I think they're talking about, for some people, it may look like you're just sitting there, crisping yourself up. But what's actually happened is that below the surface, things are happening. Okay, things are coming back. It's a transition. It's a death card. It's a, you know, you're going to come back out stronger, better. It's like the phoenix rising, right? So don't worry too much about what others think. This may have a destructive feel to them, or at least that's what they think you're doing. But in all honesty, it's more like a new start. You have the new ones here, right? The ace is coming in. Oh. Did you hear that hit my coffee cup? Oh my god. I should put like little borders on each side so that nothing comes down. New life, all of this. That was hard to go and get that new life. What book came down? Let me go grab it. Oh, it's the actual book for this deck. So, there's a new life on the way. And, you know, no surprise there, Pisces. Why would there be a surprise? If you bring it down, 39 is what? It's 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is creation. The 1's coming in, new life. Ace, new idea, regeneration. That's what you're working on. It's the same card. It's the same message. It's just saying that you are working on something brand new. You're coming to life in a way that you never have before. And you're going to be doing, you're going to be creating new ways of doing things. Not in an old way, in a brand new way. That's going to be healthier. That's going to help you. Happiness. Happiness right here. Okay. You also have the Fool here that came out at the beginning of the week. It's kind of hiding, but it's still there. And that's what you're working on. That's the Fool, the 8 of Pentacles working on, and the 3 of Wands, so that you can take those steps towards that. That's the whole story. Okay, this week, that's all what this work is about, what these conversations are about. They're about going in that direction, doing those things. I don't know, but I think I'm going to be napping after this. That's going to be my regeneration. What the heck is moving around here? Did I already say that tomorrow we're doing hopes and fears? If not, we are. So we're going to end the week tomorrow, which is Saturday, last readings. On Sunday, we're going to be doing January, I believe, and the upcoming week. I'm going to wait right till the 31st to do the year in review. I know it's kind of late. Maybe I could do the year coming up. I don't know. It's either going to be January or 2024. Okay. There's the 3 of Fire again. That's the 3 of Wands. I just finished talking about that. That's gold, expansion, vision. That would be the whole point to everything. That's what you're working on. This is it. This is the big trip. This is the one you've been planning on. This is the one that you've been doing all the work on for so long. You've been, you know, you want things in just the right place. You want to make the right choices going forward. You don't want to be carrying any extra crappy baggage with you. You don't want to be repeating the same old stuff tomorrow as you did yesterday. You want to be in a fresh way of having all the tools and all the right mindsets before you begin this. So this is why you're doing all of this. Okay, you don't want to be stopped every 2 minutes. King of Water. And you want to be, we've had him before, but he's got compassionate, understanding, and trustworthy. You want to be able to trust yourself. You want to be able to move forward in this energy and feel good within yourself, right? The King of Cups is all about calm in the storm. So this isn't just about wishing for a life of no twists and turns. It's being good with yourself and knowing how to react to the twists and turns. Knowing that there'll be that life is going to throw you sometimes some curveballs, and it's not going to be great, but how do you handle it? How do you do it? Do you plod on through it? Is there any more triggers? Or are you just going, well, this is life, okay? This is what happens. And it's not ignoring it as well. It's not throwing it under the rug. They absolutely don't want you to not acknowledge your fears, your sorrows, your pain, but they want you to be constructive in it, okay? Not destructive, constructive. Choose harmony, not destruction. This is what William was saying, okay? You're regenerating into something new, definitely. You're going into something new. And you're going to be showing the world something new. If you haven't already, I feel that some of you are already on that journey. I don't think there's no like today is the day. I think that we've all been working towards it all year. And it's just little bits and pieces are falling into place. Okay? Maybe the big thing hasn't been completed yet. Or for some of you, not even started yet. But it doesn't mean that you haven't been working towards it with the work that you've been doing within yourself. So don't feel bad about that at all, okay? As like yesterday, I'm going to be using this extra deck that I put in here. This is my Indigo Astrological, what a big word, Tarot and the Celtic Magic Oracle. Two cheap, on the cheap side deck that I got from, this card. These cards were flipped over. Okay, let me do that again, you guys. Or maybe, let's see. These flip. We'll take those. We'll take those. So you have the Standing Stones and the Warrior Poet. Very interesting. And one is 17, which is 8, and the other one is 9. So let's do the Warrior Poet. Honor, valor, and romance. The Celts were warrior poets. They fought bravely and sometimes brutally, but they also had a more sensitive side. Preserving their battles in romantic poetry and bardic songs, war was a way of life for the Celts, but even so, they fought with a high purpose in mind. The greater good or the honor of their clan. Honor and valor were key values in Celtic society, so even in warfare, a man had to hold himself accountable for his actions. I love that. Accountability for your actions. This is exactly it. Don't cower away. Acknowledge your fear, okay, and bring in awareness. The warrior poets were idealistics at heart. The idea of committing war crimes would have been abhorrent to them. The warrior poet is here to let you know that while you may face many battles in your life, there are always beauty to be found by those who choose to look for it. There you go. Kind of just brings it all together, doesn't it? Love the way they do that. Even in the midst of war or conflict, there was love, friendship, camaraderie, in other words, friendship, compassion, courage, bravery, and respect. This indicates that you should fight your battles for the highest good of all involved. Stand your ground, don't back down, but show compassion once you've achieved victory. This is no easy task, but it does show a strong degree of compassion for everyone. And this is the true nature of a warrior poet. I love this. I just love that You will face many battles in your life. So in other words, like I was saying, it doesn't mean that life is going to be perfect all the time. You're not going to always have happiness. But there's always beauty to be found by those who choose to look for it. There's always wisdom to be found by those who look for it. There's always strength to be found by those who look for it. Okay? That's what I was saying. And then you have the standing stones. Let's see that. I love that. That reminds me of Outlander. Okay, ancestors, heritage, and elder wisdom. There are standing stones dotted all around the Celtic regions, from huge stone circles such as the Ring of Brodgar of Orkney, Callanish of the Isle of Lewis, and I'm sorry if I'm massacring these things, but even older than Stonehenge, to the Eagle Stone of Stratpeffer and the Bridgestones of Yorkshire. These stones represent our Celtic past and heritage, and they offer a way to connect with our ancestors. Often there's a hum of vibrational energy coming from these ancient stones. They're known as the singing of the stone, the voice of the stone. Nice. So they did get it from somewhere in Outlander. When you see the standing stones in a spread, there is an indication that your ancestors are watching over you. Oh, there is no doubt. I have no doubt about that, Pisces. Okay? I think they're always watching over you. They want you to learn more about your heritage and your past, where you come from. Finding out more about your roots is a great way to better understand yourself and your place in the world. Perhaps you have things in common with ancestors that you were unaware of. So this is encouraging to look to the past for solution, both from your immediate family history, also the wider history of your heritage and location. And don't be afraid to consult the elders and family community. What also came in is that look for your past to look for answers towards your future is what we've been talking about as well. And the vibrational hum, while I was reading that, I could hear is that, yeah, tune into the vibration. Is it good? Is it bad? Vibration, remember, is always tapping into a higher vibration to get the answers. So there's kind of double meanings, the ones that Spirit Guide were talking about. And yeah, the ancient stones. That's really cool. All right, so that's pretty much it, Pisces. I think we've unpacked and repacked and unpacked again, and that's enough. Tomorrow's another day. We have more to unpack, I'm sure. And yeah. I am going to send you a lot of love, light, and blessings, my beautiful ones. Take good care of yourselves and, make sure to recharge. And whatever you pick up that you let settle in, let it empower you and bring you light and guidance. Okay? No darkness, light and guidance. Darkness is only to be a tool for wisdom. That's it. That's all it's there for. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.